Namaskar, dear learners. I, Dr. Renu Tomar, welcome you back on live lectures from CEC. Friends, as you remember that we have been talking about a topic which is very important and really close to my heart because it is about the academic issue and how to improve the academics in any organization. The topic which I have been talking about in my previous lecture was part 1 of series of lecture was about the participatory management and empowerment of teachers. In my previous lecture, I talked about that why is it so important for participatory management to become a key kind of management as far as academic organization is concerned. To continue my lecture, I would go further and talk about Maslow because Maslow was the one we were talking about. When we talk about Maslow, if you know, those of us who are aware of how the Maslow theories have been introduced and what he has introduced through his theories, the ability of people to accept the responsibility, be creative, be involved and contributed in the workplace is inseparable as far as the self-actualization is concerned. So, from that what we gather is that when we talk about teachers, who are they? Are they coming to the school as to earn their bread? Are they the labor class? No, definitely they are usually coming from the self-actualization. So, it is very important if we want the teachers to perform well, then we have to take them to that particular pedestal where they should be working towards self-actualization. And as Maslow has stated that if the teachers are to work for self-actualization, then naturally they have to accept the responsibility, be creative, be involved and contribute in the workplace, and this is inseparable. Now, as an academic manager, how would we have it? How would we have the teacher accepting the responsibility, being creative, being involved or contributing in the workplace? To have that one, as Fayol has stated, that we as a manager have to have the proper managerial skill and we should be trained at that. That is why there has been discussion again and again that when we talk about principals or the HODs, they should be trained. They should undergo the training and learn that particular managerial behavior, and it is very much relevant, and again and again it has been recognized by various policy framers as well as the governments also. It has been seen that the people who have been provided the management training, they turn out to be the better skill as far as the management is concerned. So, when we were talking about participatory management in my previous lecture also, I talked about that who were the people who have influenced the management well. When we talk about behavioral school, then naturally Elton Mayo, Chester Bernard and Douglas McGregor, they are the key words, they are the names who have given a lot as far as the management is concerned, improvement of management is concerned, and have to have the efficiency and effective in the working of the people in the organization. So, importance of treatment of worker, their work, their social environment has been well documented in various people and particularly in the Mayo's experiment. And as far as the Bernard is concerned, because he accepted and said that the goals cannot be achieved alone. So, people have to come together in group and productively work for achieving the goal. And if you have a word with how the Bernard has viewed the organization working or the management, he tried to address the issues like communication, motivation and setting objectives, and thereby he tried to understand and make it clear through his researches that if the organization is to be productive, then the goal of the organization and the goal of employee should be kept in balance. As far as the participatory management is concerned, when we have a look at how the Mayo has given in 1920s and 30s, we understand that through his experiment, he has proven that if the people are given challenges and the people are given the participation in their management, then naturally they are able to be more productive as far as their work is concerned. And Maslow's self-actualization theory is very much applicable in the academic organization. As far as McGregor is concerned, if we have an understanding of his theories, particularly theory Y, which places workplace participation at the center of employee motivation and satisfaction. So, McGregor has talked about employee satisfaction being at the center if we want the people to be more productive. So, through theory Y, he has propagated the fact that to make them more involved in the organization is key to have the efficiency in the organization. Similarly, if we have an example of how Likert system has operated, we understand that Likert system fully integrated workers into all decisions related to their work, and Likert used his own categorization system, breaking management style into the 4 systems. 4 systems, as we understand, are participatory management, laissez-faire, or autocratic management. It has been proven by the Likert researches also that participatory management, of course, participatory management will have one thing as a thumb rule, that the decision making will stay with the academic manager only. If that is the status, then naturally participatory management has yielded the better results than the other kind of management, because participatory management provides job satisfaction to the individuals, and it has, through various researches, it has been proven that participatory management is positively correlated with job satisfaction. If we have a look at the other researches, particularly Spence, Leschenshire, then we see that the organizational commitment is perceived as an important component for effectiveness or efficiency of the individuals who are working in that organization, and it has been seen by various researchers, particularly Siegel and Wirth in 2001, came out and identified that positive work outcomes will come if the organizational citizen behavior is propagated. And what does organizational citizenship behavior? Organizational citizenship behavior, as the word which has been given by Law and Lim in 2002, it means that the people will feel one in that particular organization. They will feel the same as we feel in our nation. Generally, when we say that we are Indians, we feel proud, and if we feel same when we are working for an organization, then naturally that feeling of proud will make us work for that organization, will make us feel associated with that organization, and that will make us more productive. Now, the question is how that organizational citizenship behavior is to be promoted in organization. To initiate that kind of behavior, it is very important that we give regard to the work of the individuals. Here, the politics have to be positive in the organization. The politics is something which will stay. In my previous lectures also I have talked about that the work politics is something which will stay, and it is a very old concept. It is as old as the human beings are. When they became, when they started walking on their 2 feet and started working in the group, so politics came as a concept and as a something which is being practiced. So, positive kind of politics, positive labor management relationship, and paying the compensation which is also appropriate to the individuals who are working, that results in positive citizenship behavior in the organization, which is termed as organizational citizenship behavior. So, it is very important that as an academic leaders, as academic managers, we keep it in mind that the positive work outcome will only come if we are keeping the positive environment in the organization and the people are having the say in the working of the organization. But when we talk about participatory management, it can have positive as well as negative effect on the individuals in the workplace. How can it have negative effect? It can have the negative effect if it is not controlled well. If it is in control and the person is also positively working for the organization, then naturally it will have the positive impact. In order for participatory management to have the positive impact, the trust in the institution, the social trust and the social networks, they are the important ways as to build the trust. Trust in the institutions influence communities' perceptions, and when there is high level of trust among the community, then naturally organizational citizens tend to be more positive towards collaborative management framework or the participatory management framework. And as far as social network is concerned, social network are important for the flow of information because it influences the level of participation in management framework, the level of awareness in the community, and also environmental of that organization, and having the responsible behavior in that organization as well as in the environment. that influence the working of the organization as well as influence the person as a professional as well as an individual. So, employee perception in the workplace is very important because it can create the atmosphere in which individual feels the freedom to use their creativity and unique skills. Here we are talking about academic people. If we term them as worker, then we have to understand that the teachers may welcome this freedom as to increase motivation and develop a deeper linking towards their job. And if teachers feel a deeper connection with their job, then naturally as a psychology they will ultimately take more pride in their work. This is something which has come from the theory which we have just talked about, that was organizational citizenship behavior given by Law and Lim. So, if we are providing them pride in their work, if they are feeling pride in their work, then naturally they will be more effective in their work also. So, participatory management can have the positive perception on some, and at times it can lead to egoistic behaviors also if the participatory management is not being managed well. When does that happen? It happens when the academic leader, the academic manager is unable to control others' behavior. He is not able to realize his own power and power owing to the position which he has earned due to the fact that he is an academic manager. If it happens and he passes on that power of decision making, the power of having a say in the system to others, then naturally it comes out to be a laissez-faire kind of management rather than remaining a participatory management, and that usually results in egoistic behavior as far as the people who are having the power, despite the fact that they don't have any power owing to the fact that they have certain their position in that organization. So, it ultimately disrupts the group's cohesiveness. In fact, it leads to dissatisfaction of the people who work in that organization owing to the fact that they are themselves interested in the work. They are the positive kind of people who work because they love the work and they drive their satisfaction from the work. So, those people are impacted negatively, and the result is that the participatory management results in failures of objectives rather than success of objectives. So, what are the positive effects of participatory management? When we talk about positive effect of participatory management, here when we are talking about positive effect of participatory management, let us remember that it will happen only if the participatory management is being controlled well. It can lead to one, positive job satisfaction. That is, the teachers who are working for you, they will feel greater job satisfaction and motivation towards their work. And when the teachers are given opportunity to use their creativity and innovation, in turn that leads to increased happiness and independence. And if the people are happy and they feel independent in the organization, then naturally they will yield better results. Teachers having more independence, they take more responsibility and pride in their work. And in fact, we can easily make them work in the more than they are expected to. In fact, they feel integral components towards the organization, and they are internally intrinsically motivated, and they don't need some external incentive to fulfill the project. And as far as the negative effect of participatory management is concerned, which may lead to negative employee perception, is that there would be certain individuals who will develop ego or arrogance and thereafter making the tense environment among the other workers. In fact, it has been seen that the arrogance or ego among workers can lead to supervisor obtaining disgust towards those egoistic employees. So, there would be certain people who are egoist and they are arrogant, and because they are provided certain say in the system, they will try to rule the system or control the system. So, the people who wants to practice participatory management, they should have a very good control of the people as well as the work. If they have good control of the people and the work, then only the participatory management can be successful. In fact, the multiple criticism can exist in opposition to the participatory management as a result of massive change from traditional management style. So, the people can criticize that everybody is having a say, so nobody is working. So, there is huge probability that this may also result due to the fact that participatory management is being practiced, and it is being practiced instead of the traditional management style. One of the major concerns which has been put forward by many researchers is that the need for massive change is that of the high monetary and resource cost. So, because of the fact that we want to have participatory management, we need to improve the communication network, we need to have more time in hand, and for this reason institution often attempt to avoid participatory management, because there the people may become uncontrollable also, or we may need more resources also. So, it is generally, as to make it successful, it is generally good to partially implement participatory management or do so in stages. So, introducing participatory management in one go is never recommended by any expert. During this process, the concept may fail to completely respected by the leaders and participants and thus fail. So, it is often reversed rather than giving the kind of output which is expected to be. So, it is very important that it is properly implemented, and this indicates that the change required for true participatory management may be too large for particularly for the larger organization or the passive organization. It may be very difficult to bring that particular change, especially when it is implemented for large social scale, such as citizens of a country or the participants who are numerous in number. It has been seen that the participants are generally quite many participants are not aware of their ability to participate, and that also make them take the back seat, and there would be few who would be participating and also enjoying the power in that organization. So, it is very important that each one is participating in the system, and that can only be done if each one is properly informed by the leader, and feedback mechanism is also in place. So, that means that it should be ensured that everybody participates, because initially there will be people who will be shy and they may not really come forward to participate, but if they are involved and included in the mechanism, then naturally slowly and steadily they will start participating more, and they would also be able to give their inputs in the organization. So, for that it is very important that we have the feedback in place, that is feedback mechanism in place, and apart from that we are able to inform them well and if needed train them well, because they are expected to provide their participation may be the minimal or but it should not be passive, it should be active to some extent. If we have a look at the kind of researches which have been done as far as the participative management is concerned, in 2002 Somesh took a research on participatory management and he regarded it as a complex concept which consists of several dependents, yet the dimensions which he talked about contained 15 components. One was trust, that means trust has to be there, and various researchers have proved it again and again that the trust has to be built first. It is the first step to introduce the participatory management, that the people who are involved in that organization, they feel trust amongst each other. They should be able to trust the leader, that is the academic manager. They should be able to trust the policy of the management. They should be able to trust each other. So, having a strong network requires high level of trust. Otherwise, we cannot have the strong network amongst the members, which is very much required for the participatory management. Second aspect which Somesh has talked about is decision making. Participatory management is a key decision making process which has been given by the other researchers also. To name few, one was Saxton and another was Marzono in 2003 and 2004 respectively. So, here he talked about that in the decision making, it should be used as a tool of empowerment to the employee. And how they can feel empowered? They can feel empowered if they have a say in the system. And for that, we have to develop the system scientifically in such a way that each one can have the say in the system, so that they feel empowered. Third aspect is teamwork. What does teamwork means? The participatory management needs team to come together. Now, team to come together for what? For enjoyment, or is it some kind of a requirement? It's a basic requirement as far as having the participatory management is concerned, because it increases decision making and it can be accomplished only through group participation. And for that, the decision making of the individuals has to get the nod or the acceptance by the others as well. Fourth point is share power. What does share power means? The power should not be centered anywhere, neither in the academic manager nor in the few people who are more actively involved in the system. So, participatory management is a process in which influence should be shared among individuals who are otherwise hierarchical, unequal. So, here the power should not come from the positions, rather power should come from the knowledge of the work, power should come from the information which the individuals have, power should come from the skill set which the individuals have. So, power sharing has to exist in the participatory management. And the fifth point is motivation. Motivation means that decision making should be such that it should have the pragmatic motives at the center to achieve valued organizational results, so that every individual feel motivated to achieve those pragmatic motives of decision with reference to the decision making. Another important, and it's generally a most important component in functioning of any organization, is communication. What does communication means? Participatory management causes communication effectively with the subordinates. Communication channels have to be improved, one, and informal communication also need to be challenged well. Channeled well means that informal communication should be used as a formal, and it should have also value added to it. So, communication channels have to be further developed, and apart from that, the information has to passed on to everybody. Information should not become power, because generally in the organization politics or power exist on the information. Here when we are talking about the academic organization, that is generally seen. So, in case of participatory management, the information should not be centered anywhere, and everybody should feel free as to pass on one's own information, to communicate one's own information, because because everybody would feel that they are working for the organization, and whatever information or skill set they have, that is being used as to contribute in the organization, and every should be assessed fairly for his or her involvement. Because involvement is the seventh point which has been introduced, and it has been seen that the employee involvement scheme should be a co-determinant as far as the working condition is concerned. So, that means we have to have the positive working condition. Here when we talk about working condition, they are not just the physical in nature, that is having the good infrastructure, having the good systems in place, or good connectivity, or the monetary incentives. Rather, it also includes, when we talk about involvement, it also includes that say in the decision making, being appreciated for their positive efforts. So, all that also comes in the involvement. So, this is also something which is an important aspect as far as participatory management is concerned. Then there is collaboration. What does collaboration means? Collaboration means judicious use of participatory management. Leader making sound decision making by collective expertise, by drawing out through the collective expertise, experience and wisdom of his own employee. So, collaborated decision making wouldn't mean that everybody is allowed to make one's own decision related to one's own work. No, decision making will be centered. It will be done by the leader only, and he would be judicially utilizing the decision making through depending upon the expertise and the wisdom and the experience of others. Another principle which is very important as far as participatory management is concerned is democracy. Democracy is resultant of the participatory management as well as a important facet to bring the participatory management. And 10th, which is more important, is transparency. Transparency is a benefit of participatory management. If there is participatory management, then the system will be very transparent, and people, the employees, the teachers will not waste their time as to find out the information, because information will be available to them. Participatory management also need to have innovation, because participatory management is generally seen to encourage innovation, because when the people have their say, they are proud of their knowledge and their skill set, then naturally they will be more innovative in their working, because they are getting respect in that system. Respect was the 12th point which has been introduced and which is very important. That means participatory management prepares a situation for expressing appreciation when a subordinate does a good job. So, the respect is an important component of participatory management. Other component is problem solving, because when the people are coming together in participatory management, they are not coming together just to sit idle or to enjoy, rather they are coming for problem solving. So, flexibility and change as far as the problem solving is concerned is the key word as far as the promoting the adoption of problem solving is concerned by participatory management. Then identifying the common goals. Participatory management is a cooperation between manager and subordinates in setting up of the objectives as given by Dutton in 1973. So, identification of common goal is a basic aspect as far as the participatory management is concerned. Then equalitarian, that means participatory management power inequities and they are balanced. So, this is something which has been given by the Harsher and Heil in 1996. So, as we understand that the participatory school management has a long acknowledged as essential ingredients in the improvement of school effectiveness and efficiency. So, given this particular theory, we understand that participatory school management have a critical role as far as the improvement of the school or the any academic organization is concerned, and there is need to evaluate the extent to which it can be adopted. This is an important this is a very important point, that one should understand and evaluate to extent to which it can be adopted and impacted as far as the performance of the academic organization are concerned. But we should remember that the teachers are educated, motivated, responsible and capable of doing their job without being closely supervised. So, that is why participatory approaches are most important as far as academic organization is concerned, because it enhances the level of trust within the academic organization, may it be the school or any other organization, and the community to attain educational benefits. Participatory management can be defined as a system which engage employees as a willing co-producer of a better future. So, having a look at the various kind of researches which have gone in as far as participatory management is concerned, we understand that participatory management main character under which the manager have to have is the complete trust in the subordinate, and much of the decision making is done through group participation. So, in short, participatory management is a process where subordinates share significant degree of decision making power within their immediate superior, as has been pointed out by Kim in 2002, and participatory management is a process in which influence is shared among individuals who are otherwise hierarchical, unequal, and it also incorporates various employees involvement scheme in co-determination of working condition, problem solving and decision making. So, in a participatory management system, the degree to which a person participates will have a positive impact on their level of individual performance and satisfaction, because participatory management involves everybody in the meaningful involvement. So, as far as the unique feature is concerned, we have to understand the unique feature of participatory management is that organizational objectives and implementation strategies originate from the group process, and it is widely perceived as the attribution of socially responsible people who are working in an organization by participating in the decision making at the workplace with the democratic vision, and this is done keeping in fact that the society is at the center. That is why generally it is seen that the participatory management results in increased productivity, better problem definition, greater range of alternative and better understanding of adverse consequences, as well as greater commitment to the task and the team and the organization. It has also been seen that participatory management usually results in increasing cooperation with the members of management and staff, and it reduces turnover and absenteeism also. So, because an individual gets more growth opportunity and there is more sharing of knowledge and higher trust level, which generally results in reduction in complaints and grievances and greater acceptance of changes also. So, in participatory management there are lesser chances of having organizational politics, provided it is being managed well, and of course there would be job satisfaction, organizational commitment, organizational support, organizational citizenship behavior, labor management relations will be better, and job performance will also be much better. On this note, friends, I, Dr. Renu Tomar, is signing off with a promise to come back again as to talk about some other topic in the same field, that is education. Namaskar, Jai Hind, be safe and take care of yourself.